So Joel Embiid scored 101 points overall this weekend, pretty much in like 24 hours, the fourth most over a two-day span since the merger in 1976. Only Kobe, Bradley Beal, and MJ have scored more. And this was also the most points over a two-day span by a center since Wilt in 1967. So there is so much to unpack with Embiid's weekend performance. And nobody knows Embiid better than Ramona Shelburne, who's covered him and written so many articles about him. How is he able to put on such a show in a small amount of time?
Okay, so you remember that scene in Devil Wears Prada where she says, you know, I'm just one stomach flu away from being a perfect size 6? Okay. Joel Embiid had the stomach flu, okay? He was really sick a week or so ago. Couldn't sleep for 3 nights, couldn't eat, lost 10 or 15 pounds. He told me last night, he goes, it's probably a blessing in disguise because he lost all that weight. He feels great. He's bouncy. He's feeling good now. And that is weight that he had put on going into the season. He had a little plantar fasciitis and had to kind of take it easy coming into the season for about 6 weeks going into training camp. Felt a little heavy. That stomach flu, well, it sucked to go through while he was out. It actually helped get him right back into the shape that he's in now. And he said it reminded him of last year when he hurt his knee, banged knees with Jonas Valanciunas in the first game of the year, had a little knee problem, then he got COVID for a couple weeks. That actually let his knee heal. And so it wasn't fun being sick, but if it leads to this, probably worth it.
Well, Joel Embiid, he's feeling a little light, but his game is looking bright because he's light. I want to peel back the curtain a little bit here because in our pre-show meeting before the show, NBA Today, we discussed all things. And Zach, you actually ranked this performance by Joel Embiid. Can you say what you told us earlier this morning?
It's the best game he's ever played. It's the best game I've ever seen him play. And defensively, the 7 blocks jump off the page, and they were incredible blocks. The timing, the distance he covered, but just as important, there are 20, 25 possessions in that game where he doesn't block a shot, but he's guarding the pick and roll. He's guarding 2 guys at the same time, and nobody knows what to do because this giant guy is on his toes, his arms spread out, and he's a threat to get any pass, to block any shot, and the offense just freezes in fear of Joel Embiid. He controlled the paint the entire game. And as for the offense,
showing that Sexton block.
As for the offense, look, I'll just say this. Obviously, you don't need anyone to say it's incredibly impressive. It was so hard. Everything is so hard. The Sixers have just no flow, no organization. It's just, okay, there's 8 on the shot clock, throw it to the big fella. Okay, there's 4 guys around you at the elbow, make a shot. And he made a shot over and over and over again. It shouldn't be that hard.
I want to add on to that in a second, but obviously historical performance from Embiid. And when was the last time we heard in the modern day basketball where a center has controlled both ends of the floor? It's unheard of since Shaq, you know what I mean? But what he was doing out there, the way he was moving like a guard, his mid-range, which we're going to touch on in a little bit, his defense was amazing. But what Zach touched on, this team's still almost lost. You know what I mean? They could have lost this game, and everything was so hard for him. So it's just like, I'm still looking at a team. I had high expectations for this team coming in. They're sitting at 500 right now. Obviously, Harden is hurt, but what's the backbone? What's the foundation of this team? What's the identity of this team? You know, they're kind of middle of the pack in a lot of different categories, but with the talent they have, you think they would be higher.
They need to move the ball more. They need to have an offense outside of getting the ball to Harden or getting the ball to Joel Embiid. But you mentioned the 7 blocks. That's important for him because we've all talked about his MVP chances the last couple of years. Finished second both years to Nikola Jokic. He wants to win Defensive Player of the Year this year. This is the one he has his sights on. 7 blocks in a game like this. And if you look at, he's kind of faded from contention here, but let's see what happens over the next month with James.
But still, his MVP odds have moved from 22-1 all the way down to 12-1. He now has the 5th shortest odds to win MVP behind co-favorites Luka, Giannis, Tatum, and Steph.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.